Come.
For the next POI on our POI tier list, we have the Bear Den. It is a tier 3 POI. It's a pretty, I don't want to say old POI, but it's definitely not the newest. I've played on this POI quite a bit. It's a tier 3 bar, essentially. It's like an old bar. It's a nice one, though. I do have some bias to this, because this was, I think, one of the first bases I made on stream. That world didn't last very long. Oh, hi. But it was one of the first bases that I used to build. It is a pretty good POI. So off rip, you know, cash register, energy drink potential as well as regular drinks, coffee potential as well as dark or murky water. So early game pretty good. A lot of leather right here, like that. No, I mean get a ton of leather. Leather is always a valuable resource to have. There's also a ton of metal that you can actually just pick up and scrap these things, and it's 18 each. And each of these have like 2, right? So you can actually get a good amount of early metal as well without having to do much work. This is like a staircase that's broken down, so you're not going to go that way. There is a couple chem stations over here, which is good, especially if you're looking for that early game like testosterone or early game, you know, acid or like coal even. All of it is very valuable. So it is a pretty good starting area, especially for a tier 3. A forklift, which you can then break down for potential engines and batteries. This just opens up to the outside. It's not in a very good spot to make into a garage, keep in mind. So sadly, this isn't great. I don't hate it, but like, you know, maybe a motorcycle could turn that, but nothing else will. So I would not turn this into a garage, but it's not bad. Anyways, if you saw over here, there's a ladder that goes up there if you want to go up there. I don't think there's a whole lot of loot, though. If I remember correctly, it's kind of just, like, bland stuff, if anything. There's probably, like, maybe a trash bag or something every once in a while. But, like, yeah, there can be zombies that spawn in these little dents, but nothing crazy. So it's nothing worth, like, riding home about. But you have to come up here. There's a ladder here. Climb up on the barrel. Climb up here. And it takes you up to the 2nd floor. Now, keep in mind, this is not the safest place in the world. Birds are obvious. That's to be expected, I think. Be careful though, right? Definitely can have some fear stuff. Couple, can you break these down? Yeah, break down for like mechanical parts, which is really good. Very valuable early game. Outside of that though, nothing too crazy yet, but there will be soon. You then come down this fire escape, and you sort of walk along here, and now you're on the 2nd floor. More metal, more leather. Lovely stuff, right? A lot of good stuff that you can actually use to break down. So good, like, beginning resources. If you're doing this as your first tier 3, I must warn you. There is bears here. It isn't called the Bear Den for no reason. Now, they can sometimes squeeze out. Okay, the bear woke up. I was gonna try and like stealth it, but that's not gonna happen. There is a couple bears in here. Please keep that in mind. That bear's dead. They can sometimes squeeze out of the bars. I know that that's what they've been like doing, especially with like zombie AI. They kind of train it to like be able to squeeze through some holes. Like that. Like that. There we go. And we're good. Also, I think, yeah, just a cool fun fact. Every zombie bear you kill is guaranteed to drop a red loot bag. Every time. 100% of the time. So, if you are looking for red loot bags, I'm not saying that, like, you know, go hunting for zombie bears, but I'm saying go hunt for zombie bears. Not only that, but also the dire wolves, like the big, like, demon wolves, also drop red loot bags every death. So you can get a good amount of loot from them. So I would go hunt those. Also, these also do drop testosterone. Zombie bears, I believe, I could be wrong here. Yeah, they do also drop testosterone, which is really nice. So if you are looking for testosterone, maybe to craft an early cigar of some kind, I recommend doing that. Actually, can you craft cigars early? I always thought they were like from a magazine, aren't they? I can't remember. They might be from a magazine. Regardless, if you like figure out how to craft cigars early, it is a good early thing to have for a lot of strength. Now, here's the end loot right here. Overall, what would I rate this POI? Well, one last thing. More leather, more metal chairs. You get the drift. A lot of early resources. Anyways, what would I rate the Bear Den? Food. Sorry. Just want to make sure you saw that. What I rate the bear den overall? Well, when it comes to creativity, I'd probably give it like an A tier. I actually like this place a lot. It might... Pushing it. Definitely an A tier, though. I think for an early tier 3, it is a pretty creative and pretty fun place. It's a lot like the chicken place. I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a tier 2, I believe. That's like a chicken place. That's like it's like a chicken bar, and so like there's a bunch of chickens running around in it actually. But this one has a bear in it, or 2 bears in it instead. So when it comes to creativity, probably like an A tier. I do like it. I think it's a fun mechanic. When it comes to loot, I would say it's probably like a solid maybe B, like low C or high C. Because there isn't a ton of loot, but I'll say B. There's a good amount, right? Like you got your drinks, you got your money, you got some chem stations, right? And of course you got the end loot. And for a tier 3, that's not too bad. Some food. So there is some supplies around here that you can take. And then you obviously have your end loot as well. And you're guaranteed 2 loot bags because of the zombie bears, if they're zombie bears. So you're guaranteed a decent amount of supplies from this place. So I think a B tier is more than fair. When it comes to resources, it's a solid A tier, honestly. So much metal and so much leather. Especially for early game, it is a great place to just raid. Yeah, also just a little sports bag up here if you didn't know. There's also a little gun bag right here if you want to try and stealth it. Obviously, like, when you grab this, you either have to drop back down or break your way through like this. Which, I mean, this is metal. It's an oven. So, yeah. You probably just drop back down, go through there, and climb back up. It's up to you, though. Gun bag, couple bags, you know what I mean. Anyways, overall, what would I rate this? Creativity A, loot B, resources A, horde-based potential. I mean, I would say, like, A, if not even S. I think this is a pretty cool horde-based potential. I mean, all you have to do is break one ladder right here. Or just break this. There you go. And now zombies can't get up there because they can't jump and grab ladders. You can. So now you have a literal one way up and no other way up place because they already broke the staircase for you. That's pretty lovely. So literally, you're done. Boom. And then you could build your fighting position like right here maybe if you wanted to. If you want to like break all this, get a ton of resources, and you just break this, open this window right here, and boom. You have your fighting position. You can also break this one if you wanted to, or you can break this one if you wanted to. Now, I'd recommend the middle one because you have to break through all these iron bars. In early game, that fucking sucks. But that's up to you. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to hold you back. You know, do you, king. So, I like this a lot. I think this is a great POI, especially horde base. You also get a ton of leather and metal up here if you just break all this down. It gives you a ton of space. So you can build a lot of space, right? You have a ton of open area to just build and do shit in here. You have a good fighting position. There's no way up. You can also build fighting positions out here if you want. Granted, it is a little more open. And that can be a problem. So I'd be warned about that. And since it's a tier 3 POI, you get tier 3 loot from the zombie bags if they die in the tier 3. And that's pretty cool. So, overall, I would rate the Bear Den a solid A tier. It's a very good POI. Not a ton of loot, but outside of the loot, it is fantastic. It is great in almost every other way. Sorry, I paused for a second there. I have some vertigo. I don't know why. I don't know why I have vertigo, but I have vertigo. And so when I tilted my head to the left there, I almost vomited. I apologize. Anyways, to the next POI. For the next POI on our POI tier list, and the last one for today, is Pete's Outlet. Now, it says Pete's Outlet. Keep in mind, Pete's is right there. Pete's Pub, right? You enter through here. These are connected. There's a broken window right here. You just jump on in, and here we are. So you start off in a little, like, you know, pharmacy area. So good supplies, potentially. This one's normally found in the Wasteland, I believe, because, like, it's a city POI. So because it's normally found in the Wasteland, just be careful. Right, you're gonna have some harder zombies here. You got some cash registers to break open. Stop. 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 Thank you. You also got some shelves that you can potentially search if there is anything on them, which is nice. Anyways, you can kind of just jump through there if you want to, or you can go through there. Doesn't make much of a difference. Back here, some medical stuff, some chem stations. So if you want some good shit, just come over here. Shut the fuck up. You come through here, though, if you want to actually continue the POI. This is locked. So be careful. But there is a glass window there that you enter through. Let me just... use that to kill him real quick. So you can just stealth your way over here if you like. Radiated zombies are pretty annoying. There we go. And now you got a food area with a bunch of freezers that you can search, as well as a food pile, and of course another cash register. A lot of money to go around here and some shelves to search. Then right here, you have an elevator that is locked. Could go up, but cannot. Okay, that means I can't go up. Why the fuck did I say that? Anyways, you can just go down here to the next area. You have a vending machine that does work. You have a ladder that takes you up to the second floor. You also have some bathrooms, which will have zombies in them, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so if you are doing this for a quest, make sure you come down and actually search the bathrooms. Don't just not. Because you're going to miss the zombies that you need to kill. And that would be bad. Once you clear out this downstairs, some trash piles down here, some paper boxes if you need some paper. Some good stuff. Anyways, vending machine, always take some stuff from there if you need it. Then we go up to the second floor. This leads up here, like so. And now you're on the second floor of the building. This door is unlocked. Make sure you clear things like this. Again, for the same reason as I stated earlier, if you want to actually do the quest for this building, you always want to clear out every room you can find. This leads to a dance area. Let me open this one up first then. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Awesome. Anyways, dance room in here. There is several zombies. Mine unfortunately has a cop in it, so they're spitting all over the place. Hopefully I don't miss any loot because of it. Sweet, dead. You missed the fight, buddy. I'm sorry. Anyways, now you have the lockers over here to break down for metal, I guess, but nothing too crazy loot-wise. Little place that gives you scrap polymer, by the way, if you break those. Fun fact. Take the fire escape to the roof. Oh no. Just jump across. Come up to the roof here. Lovely place to search. Will be some zombies, for sure. Can you die? You're annoying me. Okay, you're both annoying me. I cannot shoot zombies to save my life. Holy shit. Anyways, I don't have a med kit. This is bad. I did not give myself med kits. Give. Anyways, did not replenish my supplies from like the previous POI recording session. Anyways, Jesus. You then come over here. Look at that, you've cleared them all out. Now you could just jump across. I wouldn't recommend it. That's a little dangerous. But hey, you know what? You do you, King. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do. Also jump up here. I don't think this is the right way, is it? I think it is. This feels very confusing. This doesn't feel correct. Maybe it is, but like they almost never have you jump across buildings. Like, that feels wrong, but I mean like, hey. You can also jump over there if you wanted to. Which is kind of cool, I suppose. But, jump over here, like so. And now you're on top of Pete's Pub. No zombies over here yet. You then can go up this ladder though and then take this to get into this building. You can also just break that if you have a, what's it called, parkour. Crate right here. Randomized shotgun messiah for me. Locked thing, so you can just drop down though. Be careful though, once you're down, you have to find a way to break that to get back up, or have a ladder with you.
My senses have picked up something.
Is there a zombie up here that I missed? No. No, there's not. Okay. Anyways, no real crazy loot unless you maybe get lucky with like the refrigerator food. I don't know. Nothing too crazy up there on that floor. You do got a bathroom here and a room with zombies. This is kind of like an apartment complex pub. Like it's like, oh, I own the pub, but I live on the second floor. And then you come down here. Is this not the pub? Am I a fucking idiot? Huh? Huh? No, I was correct. I'm an idiot. I mean, I am an idiot, but I'm also not an idiot. Fuck off. Okay, Don't worry, I was not incorrect. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. You're the crazy one, I'm totally sane. Stop. Anyways. You come over here. Oh, they like broke through a bunch of shit, that's why. You come down this staircase, you come over here. This then leads into the pub. Okay, so yeah, I was the right way. Basically what happens is this. That's the staircase I came down. Once you come down the staircase, stop. You then come over here to this alleyway that leads into the pub. Okay, I get it now. Little weird, but it's fine. Anyways, trigger some zombies, hopefully.
Master, we are not alone.
Maybe not, I guess. Gun safe though, that's pretty good. Anyways, this is like the eating area, bunch of leather chairs if you need them, as well as a drink, you know, like an energy drink thing, as well as a regular cooler for food and drink. Kitchen in here, there is a wall safe in the kitchen, so make sure you hit that, don't forget that. You then come up to the second floor, hold on one moment. Anyways, as I was saying, this is the final fight. Jesus. So you come up here, trigger the zombies, they fall from the roof. Boop. Please, thank you. Took them a minute, but they figured it out, don't worry. Took them a minute to figure it out, but don't worry, they got it. The cop blew up. Ain't that a shame, I guess. And we got a million zombies from the outside chasing me. But these are not part of the POI. Stop. Anyways, once you clear out up here, your end loot is over here with, of course, your regular tier 4 end loot. Anyways, fuck me. What would I rate this POI? Creativity-wise, I see what they're trying to do. I feel like overcooked a little bit. Like, they used essentially 3 separate buildings, like an apartment complex, a bar, and like a, you know, grocery store. It's like a 5-minute city, 15-minute city, right? Like with like the grocery store, the pharmacy, the pub, and like the apartment complex all in one spot. The issue is like right here is a little confusing. They really should have like a board here, like a wood board that connects, so you know. And then they also should make sure that like the zombies in here don't get triggered ever, because they got triggered before. And because they got triggered before, they basically like broke out and broke a ton of shit, and then I got lost. So like, make sure that these zombies in here cannot get triggered unless you come down like this staircase, maybe. That's probably an important, like, you know, thing to change. That way you don't accidentally trigger zombies in a different building. But creativity, I'll say like a C tier. Like, it's cool. I just think they overcooked a little bit and they need to tweak it a bit. But I think it's something that could be easily like a B or A tier. Yeah, I think it could easily be like a B or A tier in creativity. When it comes to like resources, I mean, there's a decent amount, right? Especially in here with like the leather and stuff. Not a ton. So it's probably going to be like, I'd say like, there's some AC units. I could give it a B. I'll give it a B. I'll be nice. There's a lot of AC units. There's a ton of leather. So there is like, if you need mechanical parts or leather, this is a place to go. Loot-wise, I'll give it an A tier, actually. I think it's good on loot. You have a lot of different like food places, medical stuff, a ton of crates, extra crates, things like that. Not a ton, but extra crates like up in here in the apartment complex. You also got a ton of paper up here with all these paper boxes. You have a ton of electrical and mechanical parts on the roofs, as well as leather inside. There's a decent amount of resources here if you break it all down. So I'll give it an A tier in resources. Horde-based potential? Fuck, I tilted my head again, and now I have my vertigo again. I would say probably like a C tier. I think the key issue with this is there's way too many entrances to each of these buildings, and they all are connected too well. And so what will essentially happen is if you want to build a horde base in one of these buildings, you have to break every connection, which includes like this shit. So like you basically have to either reinforce this so much that they don't think about breaking in here, on this level because yeah, it's a vent, right? But they're smart enough, okay? They're smart enough to know that they can break like the roof here or go down or something. And there's so many entrances that they can get into. You basically have to break down like 3 or 4 different staircases and fix a ton of shit for it to be super effective as a horde base. But if you're willing to do that, I suppose it's fine. I'd probably give it like maybe a C tier on horde base. Overall, I think I'm gonna give Pete's Outlet a C tier. I don't think it's bad. I do think there are some key issues that they need to change. And I think they need to make it a little more like, they need to add like flashlights and things like that to point to where you need to go. Because it can get a little confusing. And there isn't a ton of like reward for something of this size. There's enough to where it's like worth doing, but it's not something that like, oh, I see a Pete's Outlet over there. I definitely want to go raid that for all its resources. No, like it's not something you're going to be thinking. So overall, Pete's Outlet is a C tier.